Welcome, everyone, YouTube, Twitch, to episode 1 of my Rakuten Eagles pennant race mode here on Professional Baseball Spirits 19 Pro Yakyuu, 19 with the 2020 update. I've done a few franchise modes in the past. SoftBank Hawks, we won a couple titles. Started one with the Hiroshima Toyo Carp. But now with the new update that just came out and we're starting over with the Rakuten Eagles, roster's up to date, new patch. Still waiting for them to put out the new jerseys if they ever add those in, but I'm gonna do a new franchise here with Rakuten, and this episode here we're just gonna go over the rosters. People may ask, why do we choose Rakuten? Well, a couple reasons. One, I wanted to do a Pacific League team just because I don't like hitting with pitchers, so the DH was a league. So that left us with a few teams. They're kind of middle of the road this year. They're 4th right now in the Pacific League. They're 51, 52, and 6. 13 games out of first place. They do have some great players. You know, the second baseman, Hideo Asamura. Jabari Blash has some pop in the outfield. Stefan Romero. Let's go over the roster here a little bit. Let's go over our players first. Our lineup that we're going to have Mogi leading off at shortstop, 26-year-old. Batting second is going to be our third baseman, Daichi Suzuki. He can also play first base, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. Stefan Romero is going to be our DH. Him and Jabari will probably be flip-flopping at that position. Cleanup hitter, of course, second baseman, Hideo Asamura, our best player. Batting 5th. Shimauchi out there in left field, sorry, hiccups. Batting 6th, right fielder Jabari Blash. 7th will be our first baseman, Ginji, 32-year-old first baseman. Batting 8th is our catcher, Ota. And 9th is our center fielder, Tatsumi. Looking here at the points of our players. The one thing I am interested in doing, it might not happen at the start of the season, but maybe more towards the middle of the end, depending on how we're doing. One of our top prospects, second round pick in last year's draft. Second baseman does have some pop, Fumiya Kurokawa. Now we do have Asamura at second base. We're gonna be grooming Kurokawa. Maybe I'm thinking to be a third baseman, and then have Daichi Suzuki shipped over to first base, as Ginji is 32 years old. Daichi's not too much younger at 30, but I think, you know, we have Mogi at short. He's 26. He's not going anywhere. Asamura's definitely not going to go anywhere. He's the face of our franchise. So if we can groom Kurokawa, maybe to be a third baseman. He does have F fielding at second and third. But he's going to be a big player for the future of this franchise. We have Watanabe on the bench, or the second gun. Second team army, as well as Tanaka. He's a guy I probably want to move over as well. Maybe take the place of Shimozuri, who's 31 years old. In fact, I'm going to make that switch here. Get the 25-year-old, more speed. He's mainly a center fielder, but he can play the corner outfield spots as well. Pitching-wise, our rotation is going to look like Norimoto is going to be our day 1, followed up by Wakui, followed up by Ishibashi. 4 is going to be Yugi, and 5 is Takenaka. We do have our strength is going to be our bullpen, our closer here, Matsui. You know, he's a guy that start of the year was a starter. Yuki Matsui didn't really work out that well. He's probably more suited to be a closer. I'm going to keep him in my closer role, at least for now. He can replace Takenaka maybe, but I think he's best suited to be a closer. Our setup man, Kohei Morihara, who was closing early in the year when Matsui was starting. So we have Kazuhisa Makita, who's back. Spent a couple years in MLB with the Padres and their farm team. Then we also have Sung, who's one of our 4 imports, as well as Busanevich. those are going to be our 2 pitcher imports to go with Romero and Blash. You know, we do have Chargois as well. We could use import, but you know, with Blash and Romero, we only have 4 imports. I don't really see him getting much time unless he takes the place here of Bucenic. Sakai, Karashima, on Raku is going to be our bullpen. We might... Kishi was the guy I looked at, but he's 35 years old. I do kind of want to get younger, so I'm going to give the 23-year-old on Raku a shot, at least for now. Kubo is the guy, but he's 39 years old. All these other guys we're going to have to groom. Takada, 21-year-old. We're going to have to train them up here. We're opening the season up against Oryx at home. Another reason why I chose Rakuten, I really like their stadiums. Some of the things I looked at, Pacific League team, a DH. I wanted, so first looking at Pacific League teams, that kind of left us with Rakuten, Chiba Lotte, Seibu, SoftBank, Nippon Ham, and Oryx. I already did one with SoftBank, so I didn't want to use them again. I wanted an outdoor team. I don't really like domes, so SoftBank, of course, is eliminated. Nippon Ham is eliminated. Oryx is eliminated. They left us with Chiba, Seibu, who's, you know, half dome, half... You can't call it a dome, I guess. They really left us with Lotte and Rakuten. Rakuten, I like their jerseys better. And like I said, they're 51, 52, and 6. They're middle of the pack, but they do have a lot of potential to be a top team in the league. And they were, you know, leading the league and tied with SoftBank and up there battling for quite some time this year. I like their stadium. It's newer. I love the Ferris wheel out in the outfield. So I kind of just went with Rakuten right now. Use them. Here we're just going over if I wanted to import a player, what I want my scouts to do, what type of stuff I'm interested in, what type of hitters. This is the high school draft scouting for prospects. Not just high school, but you know, college guys as well. These are some of the guys. I can pick who I want them to look at. Let's see what we got here. A couple guys have 300 potential. I might want to look at them first. 330 with an S. Okay, I like that guy. I'm gonna have my scout start working on this guy here. He is a, well, we don't know what position he is, but he's an outfielder. Looks like a left fielder based on the graph to the right. But we can get some info on him. He's got some great stats already. If you look S tier, potentially be A tier, another S tier stat. We're gonna look at him first. Kind of like him. I want that guy on our roster here. Some pitchers, couple 300 guys, like we mentioned. They'll discover more guys, of course, over time. But that's gonna be the draft for now. So that's episode 1, just a quick brief episode going over our roster. I'm probably only going to play 1 game of series once the season starts. I might play the first 5 games just to use everyone in the rotation once. And then from there, I'll, you know, kind of play the best pitching matchup. So I might do play these 3 against Oryx, then play 2 against Nippon Ham, and then, you know, see here what the best pitching matchup is against Fukuoka, SoftBank, and then Chiba, Seibu, etc., etc. If it's a big series later in the year, I might go with, you know, play all those games and whatnot. But that's going to be it for episode 1. Thanks for tuning in. Episodes going forward I'm going to, of course, upload them here on YouTube, but I'm probably going to stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/MYK13. Again, M as in Mary, YK13. I'll put the link in the description, so please subscribe, or follow, I should say. And that'll be it for episode 1, and I'm going to save it real quick, so it might cut off for a second. But I will be back with my first game of the season. I'm going to do some training and get my settings figured out and get my players ready to go. Train some of them up. My farm team, my second gun army, and I'll you know, train them and see how the development plans I want to go with them. All right, but thanks for tuning in.